girl.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all.
Yes, these are all great.
And
Mama
Mama too.
All right, take care.
Thank you. Glad you did a
I'll see
great
you
job.
next week,
Thank you.
okay?
Yeah, I just put my hand off.
Sure.
Talk to you later.
See you later, okay?
Bye-bye.
All right, we got 17 more seconds.
All right.
And then we play.
Mm-hmm. All right, you guys. We talking about it. All right, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's your girl, Sonia G, here on the Talk Box. We got a special segment for you on today. We know all about what's going on in the world, especially with our children. So I have the awesome and the wonderful Reverend James Turner from Nashville going to be on with us. And so, look, you know what we say here on the Talk Box, every day above ground is a good day. We got another day, another opportunity to get some things right that we didn't have quite right on yesterday. So we're going to go ahead and tune in for a little bit of the Clark sisters, and then we'll be right back with Reverend James Turner. All right.
I know that you're wondering.
You got him on the phone?
I wasn't sure when you were talking to me.
Are you all right? Hey, you guys, I'm just letting you know, we got Reverend James Turner wasn't able to be in the place today. However, we're going to have him on the phone. So I want to just remind you who James Turner is today, you guys. James is a native of Nashville, but his passion is for youth and elevating the youth, and he works with probation. He's a probation officer of the juvenile court of Davidson County for the last 4 years. So changing the lives of our city's first time offenders and the unruly docket, that is his goal. So we're so thankful to have him on the show today. And he's sent a small bio. When youth violence was on the rise in Nashville, he worked with the Oasis Youth Center in Woodland Hills, Nashville Prevention Partnership in Franktown, Open Hearts, mentoring young men towards success through gang prevention and gun violence reprogramming. And we need to figure out something good to turn our kids around, because you guys, our children are our future. So we're gonna listen to the. Hey Joe, how you doing tonight? We're gonna listen to a little bit of the Clark sisters, and we'll just be getting on our way. And thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna ask that you don't call in tonight. For those who wanted to call in, because we're gonna make sure that we give James all the time that he needs. Okay, so make sure you're saying hello down below. And remember, you're tuned in with your girl here on the Talk Box, Sonia G. All right. All right. You guys, we got Reverend James Turner on the phone, and we're going to talk about what about the children. James, how are you today? Uh-oh. My bad. I forgot my earphones. How you doing today, James? I am blessed by the best. I can't complain. I am so thankful for you to be on with us today talking about the children. So just tell us a little bit about yourself. And you're going to have to unplug and let him be out so I can catch him on here. Just let it be out. There we
and
go.
then, began my work with youth after college with the Tennessee State. Went down to Atlanta for grad school, MDiv. Of course, got my calling, senior year at Tennessee State University, and went on to grad school and continued my work. I think the real work around youth ministry began when I came back home after graduating in Atlanta and worked with juvenile court. And the opportunity for 4 years to really, I call it get my hands dirty, and had a lot of 100 young men, young women, predominantly African Americans on my caseload. And
Right.
so that's when I saw the need, the issues in Nashville, and worked around youth involved in gangs, did a lot of grant work and work around youth who were involved in gangs and gun charges in and out the juvenile system, coming to my program, created programs around that, and then wrote books, one with a good friend, former gang leader Cornelius Carroll.
Yes.
Black gang.
My friend.
America. Me and him continue to do work to this day, and working with nonprofits. And now I'm that's why I couldn't make it other day. I'm in school working on my PhD at
All right.
University in public theology and community engagement. Really want to train the next generation of youth leaders, directors, advocates, youth pastors, and so that's been my work, continued work, and shout out, I'm with First Baptist Capitol Hill, Pastor Shane P. Scott on staff with that great church in Nashville.
Okay.
And so that's just a little bit about myself.
Okay.
I also own a custom clothing store and fedora hat shop called
Right.
Rebirth Custom Clothing. So
Yes,
you
my
look at
husband
men
looks
and women
real good in his
for a
hat.
custom hat or custom suit clothing. You come see me, Rebirth menswear. So that's it.
All right. All right. Well, we're going to just dive right in. I want to just say hello to Joe Brown, Annie Wilkes, as well as my husband on the lines with us as well. But basically, we're talking about, right now, abortion is a big topic today. But I'm talking about what about our children now? I know that we should be concerned about those in the womb before they get here, but what I see is a big problem with the kids now. So what do you think, number one, what the problem is, and number two, what is the solution?
Well, I'm going to speak specifically towards Black children.
Okay.
So I think poverty, racism is an issue. There's not a big investment in that, but I say that around white supremacy, around racism. We are owed a debt. I would dare to say we certainly need reparations, and we have not since after slavery had our fair share. Every other nationality that came into America has had their fair share. And so when we talk about the youth, the government has not made an investment to eradicate poverty, to close the gap, economic empowerment, or the wealth gap. We, kind of built this country, and all institutions profited from the North, especially the South,
Right.
from slavery, and no one hasn't been forgave.
Right, but
themselves.
let me ask you this though,
That's
James.
a bad choice of words, but they haven't confessed that sin.
Okay, let me ask you this, James. What I am with you 100% about reparations, but until the reparations come, what do we need to be telling our Black, brown children? What do we need to be telling them?
We just have to make an investment.
Okay.
It's all about the investment into program, investment into the work workforce program
Mm-hmm.
to get them out of poverty
Right.
and have an opportunity to go to school, opportunity to fulfill their dreams. So until the government, until a city, a mayor, a governor decides to invest in that,
Mm-hmm.
to invest in other sports stadiums, taxing the people, taxing alcohol. And so, until that happens, until we eradicate poverty around our Black communities, whether it's violence, I don't see an upward.
Well,
Do I do due diligence, but we still need more investment.
right, right. I totally understand and agree with you as well. But there's a few things that is missing even in our community. I know when I was growing up, we had the STAR program in the summer where we didn't make money, but we made vouchers that the area stores would take so that we could help our parents and get our own school clothes or back to school supplies. That was something that was going on in the community when I was growing up. Not only that, oh yeah, 25th anniversary. Oh, that's nice. But not only that, but there's something else going on in the family dynamic as well. It is something about sitting around the table eating with your children, but we've gotten so busy. It takes a village to raise a child. But we've gotten so busy that we're not taking care of our kids, just even in our own household. And so I think that puts a big gap in it too. A lot of times nowadays, we want the teachers to raise our children. And so my prayer is that people would find some more love in their hearts, starting at home, and love on their children and listen to their kids. Because see, there's some signs that comes forth when a child is being molested, and I missed it. I'm talking about myself now. But hindsight is 2020. So there's some signs when children are being molested. There's some signs when the gangs is trying to sign our children up. There's some signs that take place. So we got to make sure that as parents and grandparents that our eyes are open. There's some signs that the kids are being bullied. When you see their grades starting to drop and you got a straight A student and the grades is starting to drop, there's a problem. There's a problem. Kids just don't drop out for nothing. So I just wanted to throw that out there too. There's a lot of things that need to be happening, but we got to work in concert to make those things go forward.
True, I agree with you on that. I think, yes, the parents, you father or mother or child, you have to do that, and it's kind of hard to put that time. You're not a stay-at-home mother, stay-at-home father. Again, that goes back to economics. That goes back to where can you find that time when you got to work?
Yeah,
to put a roof over the kid's head.
That's true.
And that's when we got to step up and be the board. That's why I say it got to be an investment
Right.
in areas that are underserved, impoverished, in areas of poverty, and to help out those communities where the parents have to work. If a single parent have to work, or just two parents have to work. And yes, the child got to stay home after school. And so that's where the investment of a city have to go and put those resources in place. So when they get out of school, they have a place to go. They have paid mentors in the schools after school to help that child and help the parent. And so, yeah, take a village, but it got to be an investment of the city and the state to fill those gaps and those needs to help the parent.
Right.
Parents, two-parent home. I have mentors, still have mentors.
Right. Yeah, I understand that. I totally understand that, and that's very, very, very important. And that's what we've lost. But I got Tiffany in the building, and she had something that she wanted to share on this topic.
And hey, everybody.
Open.
Hey, everybody. I am the producer, and I just wanted to say,
Out loud.
you can hear me. Y'all can hear me out there?
No, go.
All right. Let me see something. All right, you should be able to hear me now.
Go ahead. I can.
So I just wanted to say I heard everything that you were saying. I totally agree. I am an inner city kid. I'm from Chicago. I was involved. I actually graduated from an alternative school, and I work at Channel 2. I work at WGNS Radio. People, and I had a 2-parent home, but again, there was signs and things like that. It was my environment, that made me who I was. But I wanted to touch on with family. Every time there's prom, I mean, they're going out. I mean, they are going out. Thousands of dollars, which is 2 semesters worth of education, is going to prom. And we celebrate all these baby showers, but we're not celebrating nobody walking down the aisle having a family. And I feel that we need, as a reverend, as a preacher, but we literally need to start shaming as elders. Okay, we need to start shaming premarital relations, because we are proud to have prom, and we're proud to, be pretty, but we're not proud to work it out in a marriage. Now, I'm 36 years old.
All right.
And I'm from the city of Chicago. I just left my high school, reunion last weekend. It was 25,000 of us outside. 25,000. How many of us do you think is married? Or how many of us do you think is actually married and actually showing up in our marriage? Or even making sure that the child is getting homework done? I'm there with the reparations. I homeschooled for 4 years. I get it. But we need to come to a place that we're not got our nose up, but we have to shame, like, seriously, y'all. We need to be accountable. Yeah. We need to be accountable of grandma. We're not doing that this year. We're going to talk about why we as Christians keep coming up in the church pregnant. Okay. Why are we doing this? Why? Okay. But we're not walking down the aisle, though. Right. But we're getting that baby Christian. Right. We need to be held accountable, because the man that's not in a home leaves his family at a disadvantage. True. That's all I gotta say. All right. She's talking today, baby. They leave them at a disadvantage. That is true, though. But there's a reason why God set the family up in order. And we say these little cliches. God said, be decent and in order, and we're out of order. But what happens when you're out of order becomes a mess. But my thing is, we're out of order now where we are. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? What can we yeah, that's true. So where do we go? Where do we go forward? I know that Reverend Turner does a lot with the youth there in Nashville. I've witnessed a lot of it. But I think a lot of it has to do with the mindset too. The mindset of our children. We have to give them a different picture. When I was growing up as well, we had Black doctors, Black lawyers, Black grocery store owners. We had our own community. And yes, every time we built our community, them other folk came and tore it down. But we can't stop from there. Go ahead, Reverend Turner.
I definitely agree. Family is key. Marriage is key. That's not where we are as a Black community. I'm a single father. Of course, we co-parent, me and my son's mother. He's doing well. And that's not the case for everybody. And I think the environment, and you could attest to being from Chicago, birthplace of Black gangs, before LA, you should know firsthand of just the environment in Chicago. Right. There by chance, that there was some poverty. You gotta admit that all of the areas, outside Chicago, West Side, those are 4 areas where the gangs were birthed. and it's still going on today. I know they got gentrified just like we are, but I think one big issue is poverty. Yes, the family can help, and definitely yes, we need more strong families, and if a family is led, or a family got parents that are not married, you still got to work it out. You still have to walk beside it. But I do believe in those cases, that's where, as a community, we still have to be
Step in.
mentors, try to undo and combat all of the hip hop, the culture.
Stereotypes.
Hold on. I gotta push back. One of the problems with us as Christians, we do not need to compete with the world. And I think that I know, but this is what I'm hearing in my spirit. Rev Turner. I'm just saying that that's one of the problems that we have. We've been competing with the world so much that we're starting to look like the world. We're starting to accept any and everything. Instead of going back to the basics, and it's still teaching. We can still speak against homosexuality, against premarital sex, against all of these things, and do it in love, where it makes what am I trying to say? You done got me started. It makes a difference. It makes an impact. So I think basically too, we're missing love. I don't care what nobody say. That's why the country is so divided. Because love that's the foundation. But go ahead, Rev Turner. I'm sorry, I had to get that out. Go ahead.
Me, or are you talking about Reverend Tiffany?
I'm talking about everything that we're talking about today.
Who you want to speak?
Excuse me?
You.
What is
you go ahead, Reverend.
Oh no, I cannot disagree, but I think yes, we do need love. I think that's the role of the church, and I think as statistics show that the young people are leaving our church.
Yes.
I think the fastest, we were talking about this week, fastest growing population among churches is the non-population. Talking about that today from the preacher, NONE, and people on this just leaving the church, leaving.
You know why the young people leaving the church though? The young people is leaving the church because we tell the young people, do as I say, not as I do. I have said this before on another platform. When you find a whorish pastor, you find a whorish congregation. And I'm not just saying, I'm talking about a spiritual whorishness. And so we got to stop telling our children what to do and start living it ourselves. And then the kids is seeing a double standard in the church. And when the pastor is collecting all the money, but they know when they go home that they're hungry, that's not why they want to be in the church. They gonna go and sell dope instead of going out and cutting grass and doing all that sort of thing. So that's why I'm saying, when it comes to the children, it's a wide range of things that we can talk about. But I do know, like it happened last week, where our kids is being gunned down in the schools, and so that side note, that right there is a voting issue. Everybody needs to get out and vote who can. But our kids are seeing something different in the church. When I used to be in the church when I was younger, then when I went to talk to Big Mama and Big Mama's friend and Mother Jakes and Mother whoever, they would give wise counsel. See, some of them done picked up a Bible and read it and try to live by the word of God. We do not have people who living by the word of God. And for those who are preachers and pastors on the line with me today, you need to remember, too much is given, much is required. And if you're not living what you preaching and teaching, then woe to you.
I hear you. But also the church is also commanded biblically, Old and New Testament, to fight against injustice. And again, the injustice I see that caused a lot of problems historically in the Black community has been centered around economics, has been centered around poverty.
I agree.
I mean, that's my stance, because I think the church also preach the salvation, repentance of any sin, but there's also has to call for liberation. They see all through the Bible, and that means the liberation economically, liberation is racism, oppression, and it comes in many forms. And so the church has to do that as well, and step in to help those social ills that trickle down to other illnesses in our community around drug dealing, joining gangs, all those things. And we don't address that in concert with preaching the good news of the Bible, of Jesus Christ. You have to do it all.
Right.
One, and God called us to do it all.
Well,
also called us to feed the poor, the hungry, take care of the widow, take care of the kids. And so there's numbers of things around mission, around discipleship. Of course, yes, living right. I think that's without saying. But we also have to be in concert with everything the church is called to do, beyond the pulpit and beyond Sunday morning, that we have to do it all.
Yeah.
And that includes liberation. And trying to right those wrongs.
Right.
On both sides, both races in this country. So, you know, and that's why I see that we have to work in that concert and try to make that happen.
Okay, so my question to you, because we're getting ready to wrap it up, what can we do tomorrow for our kids today? What is your suggestion? What can we do? Okay.
So
charity starts at home.
What I mean by that is we got to start with ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, we got to start with ourselves and try to be a better version of ourselves.
Right.
Trying to press our way to be a Christ-like example.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that, to take care of your home, that stuff will spread. Your example will spread.
Right.
You know, everybody who know me never claim to be perfect, but I try to strive towards it.
Okay.
And I try to show the young men, especially wherever I go, around being a gentleman and presenting themselves and have those conversations. And so that's what you gotta do. You gotta try to be the best. Take care of your kids, and then spread that love.
All right.
That's I think that's what you do tomorrow.
Oh. All right. Well, Rev Turner, thank you so very much. I'm sorry you couldn't be here in the studio, but it's been a blessing having you on. And for those who don't know, that was Rev James Turner, and he's helping our children there in Nashville, Tennessee, and abroad. Bernie Green said, by being walking examples of integrity, you can solve many problems. Well, I'm your girl, Sonia G, here on the TalkBox. I thank Reverend Turner for coming on with me today. You guys, you have a great day. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Bye.
Let's talk about it. Yeah, yeah. TalkBox son. You're listening to the TalkBox. Let's talk about it.